Hello everyone, so today we are going to implement a Python program to check whether tuple is having duplicate items or not. So here we have to check whether tuple is having duplicate items or not. But before going forward and exploring more, first of all we must have the concept of tuple. What do you mean by tuple? So I already taught you the concept of list. So tuple is also like a list only where a variable can store more than one value. So a tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. So it is unchangeable also. Once you initialize the tuple, you can't change the value inside it. But in list, we can change the value inside it. In Python, tuples are written with round bracket. Now, how program will identify whether it is a tuple or it is a list? If it is having the round bracket, that means it is a tuple. But if it is having the square bracket, that means it is a list. So here, array ARR is a variable of type tuple. Once a tuple is created, you cannot change its value. So once we have created this tuple, we cannot change its value. Tuples are unchangeable or immutable, as it is called. So earlier also we discussed that we can't change anything. So this is all about the tuple. So only two things that we need to keep in mind. First thing is that whenever we are going to create tuple, we will going to use this round bracket. With the help of round bracket, program will identify whether we are using this as a list or a tuple. And we must be very careful while initializing because we can't change afterward. So this is about the tuple. Now, like list, like tuple, there is one more thing that is called set. Now set is also like this one, but how program will differentiate whether it is a set or not, because set will be initialized by the curly braces. So set is a collection which is ordered and unindexed. In Python, set are written with curly bracket. There is no repetition in set. For example, this set A, B, C, C, but the length of the set is 3. Now you must have some concept related to set theory. Now in set theory, all the elements inside the set are unique, and if there is a repetitive element also, they will not going to count it as a new element. So the biggest difference between tuple and the tuple list and set is, in tuple and list, if I have 5 elements, for example I have one more element. So here, if I will calculate the length in list or a tuple, it will going to give the length as 6 element. But if in set, if I will going to calculate the length, it will going to give 5 because it will not going to calculate the repeat element. So this is the concept, and this is the biggest difference between tuple and the set. Tuple counts the repetitive value, but set never counts the repetitive value. Now here we have to check whether tuple is having duplicate item or not. So we will going to insert some value inside the tuple, and then we will going to take the length, and then those value will be again inserted to a set. And after inserting them to a set, if the tuple and the set is having the equal value, that means there is no distinct element. There is distinct element available. But if there is a difference between the value of the tuple and the set, that means there must be some repetitive element that was counted by tuple but removed by set. So let's start our analysis on coding. So first of all, we created one tuple ARR, and inside this one we inserted 6 elements, 1 2 3 6 8 8. Then using the len, this is a function, and when you use this function, and inside this function when you put ARR, then that will going to return the length of the tuple. So what is the length of the tuple? You can see 1 2 3 6 8 8. So the length of the tuple is 6 here. So n will going to be stored 6. So n is having the value 6. Now I will going to put all the tuple element in a set. Now how to put all the tuple element into the set? First of all, we create a variable of type set using this set function, and then I call for I in range 0 to n. That means in the range of 0 to 6 you need to insert and add into the ARR the value of inside S. So now we constructed one set 1 2 3 6 8 8. Now you can observe one thing here, that this is a tuple of 6 element, and this is also the set of 6 element. But whenever you will going to count the length of tuple, it will going to give 6. But if here when you count the length of a set, it will going to give 5 because 8 is repetitive and it will ignore the repetitive value. But this one will not going to ignore the repetitive value. Now how to classify whether it is having duplicate items or not? If the tuple and the set value, the length of a tuple and the length of a set is equal, that means all elements are distinct. But if there is an unequal in, because see here there is unequal. Here the length of the array is 6, but here the length of the set is 5 because it ignored the 8. So whenever there is a difference in the length, that means not all elements are distinct, but whenever there is a different whenever there is a equality between array and set in terms of their length, that means all elements are distinct. So now I will going to execute and I will show you that since here we are using 2 8, that means the tuple is having duplicate item. So see, it will going to print the output. Not all elements are distinct, that means that there must be some duplicate element here. Now in case if I remove the duplicate element, so here also at that moment the length of the set and the length of the tuple is going to be same. Yeah, all elements are distinct. So this is the way how we can identify and check whether tuple is having duplicate item or not. I hope I made myself clear to you. Thank you.